Welcome back to Wave Race Blue Storm. I'm Insetic with me again as Blank Tester.
Hey kids, how's it going?
And today we're going to the normal championship. Just a cool little thing, another neat little touch is you can move the start button around on the main menu and it'll actually, have some little wave, like move.
Little ripples and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, move the little ripples around.
That's a pretty good that's a pretty good effect. You see it on this menu too.
Yeah.
Cool distortions and stuff.
Yeah, they've got, so many different types of those. Then when levels are loading up, you'll be able to move kind of a little water bubble around.
Yeah.
Though, the levels load really fast. Maybe that's because I'm playing this on emulator, obviously.
Could be that,
maybe just it was a very polished game. But, alright, who are we gonna pick for our first championship?
Do I get to pick? Do I get to
No.
choose? Is this a choose your own LP?
No, I'm just going back through the characters, kind of checking them out. And, I think it'd be interesting to show off someone like Ricky Winterborn here.
Yeah.
Little kid Ricky, especially because he's got a sick green.
I have a question.
Yeah?
What does the crew chief do?
Okay, so every character has a voice that talks to them, talks to the player, says, briefs you just a tiny bit on what's coming up if there's some inclement weather. Well, actually, first, so you can pick the tracks in any order. And you can look over at, the days and see kind of what weather's coming up. Now, that is somewhat
cool.
random. I think day one will always be sunny, and, in normal championship, I don't think the weather will get too bad, but having it be sunny on the first day, cloudy the second, sunny again on the third, if I start another normal championship, that might not be the case.
That's neat.
Yeah.
I also like that it doesn't say all the way out to the end, because, that's kind of realistic. You can't do weather forecasts all the way out to, more than 3 or 4 days max.
Yeah. So your crew chief, will give you a line about, how the weather is, and then as you pass buoys, they'll, and build up your turbo, which we didn't talk about that, but that's kind of standard. They'll say, good job, nice, or something like that. It's just a little bit of extra flavor.
Interesting.
Got yourself a turbo.
They'll be like, watch out, someone's coming up behind you. Or
okay.
something like that.
That's neat.
So yeah, every character has a different crew chief. Ricky's is Uncle Russ.
Yeah.
Which, when he says voice lines as you're building up your turbo, sometimes he's just good. Nice kid.
That's Uncle Russ for you. He's kind of a terse dude.
Uncle Russ. So yeah, as you pass buoys correctly, you build up your turbo meter, and once you've gotten that, you can hit your turbo and use it. Now it's no double rush to again reference Carve, which I feel bad that Carve is an Xbox exclusive because
the game was pretty neat.
Xbox emulation still isn't there, so
a lot of people
nowadays don't really know about it. If it's GameCube or Wii, you can just load up Dolphin. If it's PlayStation 2, you can get PCSX2, but on Xbox, no, those games are stuck in the past.
Yeah.
On older hardware.
That sucks. Yeah.
Yeah. So
can I say I thought it was really cool that it seems like the buoys are themed to the level.
Yeah.
That's really nice. That's a nice touch.
And the countdown is also themed to the level.
Yeah.
At the start of the level. What was I doing? Oh yeah. And then we never really talked about tricks. If you go off a jump into the air, you can do some tricks, some basic tricks. And then on the ground, kind of on the water, as you're driving, you can do some tricks as well. Which in, championship mode would get you one more count tick toward your turbo. But also ground tricks, to really take away your ability to turn. So unless you have a giant straightaway, I'd say don't really bother. But yeah, there are some ramps scattered throughout, and yeah, you could do a quick trick. Now, so for the courses, most of these are new to, Blue Storm, or at least were somewhat inspired by Wave Race 64 tracks, but aren't direct versions of them, except for this one, Southern Island. Southern Island was always the last course you would go on in a Wave Race 64 championship.
Really?
And it's because its main gimmick is that the water level lowers across the 3 laps. Even back in the Wave Race 64, which came out again, well, obviously for the 64, but also in like 1996. So that was like a real cool thing to show off then.
Yeah.
And it does the same thing here. The water level will lower across the 3 laps, giving you new obstacles, but also new opportunities that might not have been there before. And you'll notice even on, Cloudy, which doesn't, it is the most mild change to the water.
Right. It's a little bit choppy.
If baseline is sunny, Cloudy is the most mild change. Just Southern Island has just big waves that kick you around no matter what. I'd say you're going to see it's my worst track across all the championships.
It's also really neat that the waves, it's not like uniform. Like there are parts of the track where it's kind of calm and other parts of the track where it's not calm at all. Like here, the waves aren't so big, and then like you find a couple big waves along, I think it's around this next corner, right?
Yeah,
where
like
the waves really start to roll in.
Yeah, like the first,
which makes sense because, an island isn't going to have uniformly choppy waves on all sides, but like right over here, there's a ton of waves,
right?
And it very smoothly transitions between those.
And so, like, this is kind of what we started talking about a bit in the first video, where
wow, that's really cool.
The waves are, look fairly dynamic, but are obviously programmed to be doing kind of one thing. I don't know. It's sort of a static dynamic, if that makes sense.
I think it is dynamic. It's just that they have like a sort of a weighting to them, right? Like they probably have some kind of system in place that's like, on this side of the track, make the waves choppier,
right?
But dynamically make the waves choppier,
right? Like they are programmed to act different in certain places.
Yeah.
But the thing about the waves is that they are a force to think about, to consider, especially because you don't have your turbo all the time. I'm just showing off some of the replay camera options. Like, there's a first-person mode for replays.
Is there in-game?
No.
Weird.
Yeah. Or at least I don't know about it. I mean, the C-stick is to change the camera, and I showed those off in-game, and I never got to first-person, but, God. Okay, what I've been trying to get at is that, like, if there is a big wave, it can carry you, and, like, you will have a lot of trouble, turning into it to try and get up over it and get out of that wave. So, like, in areas like Southern Island or some of the other levels where there are sections where that can happen, like, you might be going towards a buoy, and then a big-ass wave will just start carrying you away, and you're suddenly, like, trying to turn to get out of it, and you might miss the buoy. It's just like, holy shit, this is an actual thing. I mean, think about, like, other games like JetX 2.0. I love JetX 2.0. And on that game's expert mode, those waves will kick you around a lot. But also, that game has the style of boost where, as long as there's some boost in your boost bar, you can use it. You don't have to build it up entirely and then use all of it at once. So you can always kind of fine-tune, boost your way to get up over a wave or get back on direction, back where you're wanting to go. Instead of, like I said, here, where if you don't have your turbo yet, you don't have it to help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This level looks really pretty.
Yeah, so track
You know what it
3
reminds me of, actually? It reminds me of... And maybe I'm totally off base here, but it reminds me of what I remember of Mario Golf on the GameCube.
Oh.
Yeah, like, there was 1 or 2 levels where there was, like, a ton of trees, and a lot of water features in the level. And I don't know, that was like, I didn't play Mario Golf that much. I remember we got it from Blockbuster, and Dave and I would play it, and man,
Yeah.
that was the best time I ever had, even approximating golf. Because fucking hate golf in real life. It's boring as shit.
I mean, my dad, you know,
Yeah, your dad
used to
plays
take-
golf, right?
Very recreationally, but he watches a lot of golf. And
See, my
he would
dad
take
tried
me
playing
and-
golf, and it frustrated him so much he quit.
Kind of same thing with me. Like when I was a kid, my dad would take me, you know, to like the 1 or 2 local golf
What are they called? Courses.
courses. Yeah, or like the.
I was about to say
driving-
arenas.
I was just about to say like places. Sound like a dumb, uneducated idiot over here.
Do you feel like golf arena sounds better than golf place? Because I feel like
arena
golf.
golf. Like they've got like arena football, arena soccer. Why don't they have arena golf?
Why don't
Where
they
make
have-
it like competitive somehow?
Dude, there should be like a golf game that has a battle royale mode to really, modern gaming, you know?
Arena golf, like the ball is flying around. You've got to grab the little golf ball and like try and drop it and, you know, line your club up and swing it. Like fucking lacrosse, kinda. I don't know. I'm just thinking, so yeah, that was Aspen Lake, and
It's a good course.
that
Very
one's
pretty.
main thing. Obviously, in these courses, in these first iterations, they're the easiest versions. But Aspen Lake has a bunch of rocks in it, and as the courses get harder, as the versions get harder, you'll have to slalom a lot more around in between the rocks and those various kind of stick things that were in your way as that goes along. But then next up is Ocean City Harbor. You gotta have a city level, baby.
I love it when games have to like name a city, and they name them like something really vague, like Ocean City, because it makes it seem like, man, we've got a city here. We should really name our city. What's the most impressive thing about our city that we can talk about? Oh, something we didn't build? The ocean? Okay, I guess. You know, like.
Yeah. I mean,
Like-
like I
I mean,
don't know.
it's not like there are other cities that are named after features, like, you know, Grand Rapids or whatever. But like, Grand Rapids is still like a creative name. Ocean is just the name of a kind of body of water. Like,
Yeah,
you know?
I don't know. I mean, it's very generic, but
I mean, they
think
might as
it,
like
it works
it's like
better
if,
than like if it was named, I don't know, Insetic City, and
I
that
feel
was
like-
one of the last names of someone on the developer cast or something.
I kind of would prefer Insetic City, because then I'd be like, oh, I don't know what that means, but it means something to someone, you know. But like, this might as well have been called Lake Place, you know. And then it'd be like, okay, I know there's a lake here, you know, but I'm aware,
Okay.
you know. But like Insetic City, oof,
Yeah. So
having
one
a
of the
hard time with that ramp in particular.
Yeah, one of the things about this game is there is no way to just reset yourself along the course. You know, you can't hit the select button and reappear in the middle of the course, like in, you know, SSX or other games like that. So if you get stuck somewhere,
Whoa!
you gotta get yourself back up. But
People
yeah,
dropping
there's-
cargo into the bay.
Yeah, there's
into the
some
harbor, I guess.
there's some dynamic elements to some levels. So
That's
in
very cool.
Ocean City, yeah, lap 2, that will drop down and create like a little hazard with the waves right there.
And it seems like that was timed with the player's position, not with the AIs.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, I like that because it's, you know, who gives a shit if the AI's having fun, you know? Like,
Yeah.
you make it dynamic for me. I'm the
Set
one
pieces
playing.
for you. You know?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I shouldn't just turn the corner and see some shit is already there. And I'm like, what is this? It wasn't here last time.
Yeah.
Like, who gives a shit about dynamic elements if they're happening off screen? You know?
Yeah, if the AI, you know,
Yeah,
causes
you look away,
all
you
of
look back, and everything's completely different. It's like, is that dynamic, or is
That
this
was-
just bad game design?
that was one of the things about Mad Dash Racing, if you remember that game.
Yeah.
A lot of the things you could cause or trip would affect racers on other paths.
Yeah,
so
and it's
either,
like, I don't see it. I don't...
Either you'd hit a button and you just hear something in the distance and hope an AI was affected, or an AI would hit something on a different path and suddenly you'd just get boned. It's like, what's happening?
I mean, like, I see how, like, if you were, like, in God's perspective, watching the whole race, you would definitely say that's dynamic, but, like, it's not good game design. When you press a button, when you do something in a game, you should see the effect right then and there.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there are some games where that's not necessarily the case, but, like, you should experience an effect in order to understand what you're doing in an extreme sports game.
Yeah.
Because, otherwise
Yeah.
it's just a confusing mess.
Yeah. I just gotta say this, I want to say it early. Oh, but also, so you beat the 4 courses, and you're like, okay, what's up next? It shows there's 5 days. Well, boom, you're hit with Arctic Bay. This is always the 5th course you'll play. It's
Okay.
like the, final track for normal mode. It'll send you to like an Arctic setting, and I think the weather is always either sunny
Cloudy.
or cloudy, like they're not gonna throw a rainstorm at you on the final day, because you couldn't time trial this track. You'll have to get to it in championship mode to play it.
Oh, you can't time trial it at all?
Well, until you beat normal championship.
Oh, I see.
But if you have not beaten normal championship yet, you can't time trial it. You can only time trial the normal 4. And I'm just showing off, there's not even a restart race. There's only retire, which will give you 0 points, but still send you to the next race, or main menu, where you just give up on the championship and have to restart.
Huh.
Yeah, but yeah, I
kind of wish, like, there was no reset button, but, like, I kind of wish there was a button that, like, you could hop off your what is it? Jet ski? Yeah, jet ski.
Yeah.
And just start swimming to the bottom. Just like, goodbye, cruel world.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say like in the Tony Hawk games did. You'd hop off your jet ski and you just carry it under your arm.
Yeah,
And
you've
I
got
don't
one
know, I
arm
guess
on it, and you're paddling
paddle
wherever
to
you
a
need to
better
go,
spot.
which
No.
is like not gonna be effective or
Yeah.
fast.
But
You
so,
can do
okay,
it. That'd be nice.
I just want to
Whoa,
get.
that's cool.
Yeah. You can kind of see some things underwater, like you saw the dolphins in the
Yeah.
exhibition dolphin park area, or
Yeah,
the
some
orcas in this.
exhibitionist dolphins.
Okay, I want to get this out of the way early. All the characters have like their theme card and a little icon for them. Like Ricky's is a skateboard. I love how David's is just like a triple cheeseburger, and he's the fat American.
Of course he is. Yeah.
And of course he's the fastest. He's got maximum top speed and worst turning.
Also, his icon on the right there looks so weird to me.
Who's?
The David's, the fat American
he's in
cheeseburger boy.
3rd now.
Yeah, in third right now, because his mouth, like, here it doesn't look so bad, but like when you're doing the character selection, his mouth looks so strange to me, because it's like his upper lip, I think, is just like they drew it a little too thick, or the lines are too thick or something. It just looks really strange. Everybody else's art looks really good.
Yeah.
But something about his just, I feel like, needed like 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
How does riding on top of that ice work? Like, can you still steer at all, or?
Not really. You just kind of slide forward across it until you're not on it anymore.
Yeah. Have you ever
Yeah.
gotten yourself stuck on one of those? Like, you got onto the ice very slowly and then just...
I don't think on those, but definitely on some ramps, I've gotten stuck at the top of them. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm guessing it is probably possible to get yourself stuck on some ice. Some individual pieces.
Kind of one of the things about Blue Storm is that, in games like this with the jet skis and the buoys, part of it is picking good buoys to skip and kind of make your own shortcuts, but also there are actual shortcuts in the levels, and Wave Race will usually make sure that you don't need to miss buoys to take those.
Okay.
Like that ramp, like those ice ramps that I take, Yeah, you'd need to make sure you got the yellow buoy afterwards, but taking the ice ramp didn't automatically cause you to miss anything.
It doesn't put you on the wrong side of a buoy.
Right,
Yeah.
right. There are some major shortcuts that will make you miss, but for kind of most of the shortcuts, like the more minor ones, they don't make you miss anything.
It's interesting Nigel Carver's in last. I would have thought he'd be pretty good considering his... Well, I don't know. The AI is maybe better at... Whoa.
Yeah. So it's a emulation thing, but like in these cameras, when the camera speeds up, the water speeds up. That probably doesn't happen on the GameCube. But yeah, just if you get at least third, you get this nice little award ceremony cutscene.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Huh.
Oh,
are
style on them, Ricky.
Yeah.
McDonald's. Go get your triple cheeseburger afterwards. Or I guess your kid's meal.
I mean, he just seems a little old for a kid's meal.
Yeah. Maybe a pre-teens meal. Something. But
that devil on the fucking jet ski looks wild. He's like, go on to the next race. But he looks like he's about to kill you.
They've got a really weird logo for Wave Race Blue Storm. This is like a E-rated, developed in-house title for, the GameCube, so like... And then they've, just got like a devil as a logo. One other thing, the AI actually seems pretty diverse isn't the right word, but in who places where. There's some games where there's always someone who will place either first or second if you place first, and so is like always right on your tail in points. And that doesn't really happen in this game. Characters will fairly evenly get second or fifth or eighth. So
I kind of wish it did happen because, I don't know if it's not a secret that in Mario Kart, when you start a cup, the game will randomly pick one of the other competitors to be your rival, and then they will do well, and they're supposed to be your actual competition. So you'll see. It'll randomly pick Wario as now your rival, and it won't tell you, and it'll be like, that whole cup, Wario's right there on your tail. And I kind of wish they would do the same thing in this game too.
I think it's like one of the few things that help you as you go to hard circuit and expert circuit that no one is doing basically perfectly. So I'm actually kind of glad it doesn't do that.
Yeah, because considering the difficulty of the game, yeah, you're probably right.
So, normal circuit was actually fine, but hard circuit is where, it's suddenly like a fucking difficulty wall. So we'll see that next time. So, yeah.